All right, welcome back. This is Replicube, and I'm Inner Celebrity Brad Pritchard. We've finished all of the initial problems. I've received a new email, so let's check that out. Welcome to the community, it says. It's exciting to see a new player join the community. Great job finishing the tutorial projects. Here are a few more puzzles to try out next. Also, don't forget to sign up for a CubeNet account if you haven't already. I should have done that by now, but I haven't. I'm going to have to do it eventually. I do want to see the leaderboards. Also, don't forget to sign up for the CubeNet account if you haven't already. CubeNet accounts are used for the leaderboards and, even more importantly, the community discussion forums. This game seems to have a very active community, and that's cool as shit. Intro challenges. Let's make a staircase. Okay. This one might take some thinking to solve elegantly. I've already done this one, so I can probably figure it out. Hover your mouse, you can see the coordinates. I've already done that several times. Cool. Look at the relation between the X and Y values. You can see that the X and Y values are the same. So we're going to have to use a, or in some cases, inverse. So that means we have to use absolute, right? Right now we're just returning a cube. So, all right. So let's say if absolute X equals absolute, we are on the y-axis, the x doesn't matter for this one, y, then return, it wants white, so that's fine. We hit an end, and I fucked something up. What did I fuck up this time? Is it the capital Y? It's probably the capital Y. Oh, that doesn't work for everything. That's incorrect, because if you look at this value, this is actually a -3 and a +3. And oh, can you see that? I can't. I see a +3. Is that a negative? It looks like a positive to me, but it's a negative. So how do I fix that? We don't want an X, we just want a staircase. We have a staircase there, but these ones are problematic. So I think the absolute part's wrong, is the problem here. What if instead we said X equals -Y? Ta-da. They're not absolutes. That results in the mirroring you saw there before. But I think the problem I had here was seeing that number wrong. Looking at the wrong one. You can see that there's a +3 and a -3. A 3 and a -3. Why are there pluses on all of them or none of them? I'm a little confused. So we're looking at this at this angle, right? That's a +3 -3. That's a +3 -3. There we go. There, that all looks more clear. All right, there you go. We could reverse the staircase by doing that. But that's not what we want. That's bad. That's wrong. That's correct. All right. Let's go back to the project manager and look at a diagonal line. All right, so this time all 3 dimensions matter. I don't see how this code produces that. Music in this game is pretty sick as well, isn't it? So now we gotta consider all 3 variables. So that's 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2. So you see, it's all the same, right? So I got a plan for this. I still don't understand how this is producing that. Why are you showing me this? So we're gonna make a little if statement. If X equals Y. I've done this one before too. I fumble with it a bit. And Y equals Z, using the transitive property here. Then return 11. End. I need an end statement. Ta-da! There you go. We need all three to be the same. You can't do x. I don't think you can do x equals y equals z. I think that doesn't work. Let's try it real fast. That doesn't work. You can't do that. But you can do the and statement. Ta-da! Big X. Oh, okay. This probably requires some absolute values, I would think. They're just showing me random shit down here, though, aren't they? What? What does this even mean? I have no idea. Anyway, I don't worry about that. We'll just write our own code, and there's no more hints, as you can see, anymore. I've got to do shit on my own. But you take a look at these corners. It's a -3, a 3, and a 3? Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so what you do here is if same deal as before. X equals y and y equals z, then return what's black. Black's 3. And I'll do an end here just to check. You see I got one line. So let's change this to absolute x. Ooh. I don't think this is gonna work quite how I intended it. Don't think so. Ooh. That gets me one quadrant, right? If I add more absolutes, it's gonna make it do less. Is that true? No. Let's put some more absolutes in here. Oh, we're getting closer. If I just add the two absolutes, is this gonna work? I don't know. Which is a bad sign for my thought process, but that's all it takes. Okay, my thinking was right initially, then I panicked, but that does work because all of them are matching, right? It's all 3 3s, 3 -3s, 2s 2s, 2s -2s. This works. And I can't imagine there's a more pithy solution than that one, so we'll take that. What about hello modulo? Okay. Oh. Okay. I'm aware of these things from my poorly done study of JavaScript. Having you use this for even and odd numbers, basically. If you divide something by, most of the time you divide something by 2, and if you have a remainder of 1, you got an odd number. So as you can see here, we got to pull back a little bit. We've got a 13 by 13 grid. So I am familiar. If I was not familiar with this operation from JavaScript, I think I have a real hard time with this. And you can see them here. I don't understand how this actually works because I'm not smart like that. But let's look at this text here. Below you see we divide the y coordinate by 5, or sorry, by 3, and then use the remainder as the color for that row. Oh, I'm mostly just used to using this for just using it to divide by 2 and see if things are even and odd. This is, you get 0, 1s, and 2s. Sure. But this one is just doing evens and odds. The evens are white, the odds are not. So, if, and these are just planes. These are planes on the x dimension here. If x percentage sign 2 equals 0, because we want to have no remainder. Then return white. End. No? I fucked up. Oh no. Well, what have I done wrong? There's an error. Let's take a look at the error. Ah! Rookie mistake. Ta-da! There we go. God damn it. That's one of the things that if you're an actual programmer, it just goes into your head and you never forget it. But if you're me, not a programmer, you don't do well. So let's just experiment with this a little bit and look at their example and try to divide it by thirds and see what happens. Then you get a white line every 3, but that doesn't make sense, does it? Oh, I guess the math still works out. If we did it by 4, there we go. Oh, there we go. Back to good. All right, we good. Checkerboard. Okay, so this is only on the y-axis, so y has to equal 0 because it's just this is a 2-dimensional thing, so that's. We don't know if x is even, if z is even. Oh. Okay. But it does need to only be on y layer 0. And I mean, I can think of a different way to do this actually. But I can zoom in a little bit here. I don't think I need to use that actually, but I will. Let's see if I can find 2 solutions for this. So right now you can see we already have the x dimension down here returning white, which is what we want. But we also need an and, because y needs to equal 0. That doesn't exactly work. So we got 3 pipes going through there. So the problem we have here is you can drag this down, I think, and you can see that we're not hitting these, right? So I'm missing a little something here. And this one, I could brute force this one pretty easily, I think. That's not what I want. This one just got pipes. Let's see here. And I can also else if. Oops. Oh, yeah, that's a Y. Okay. Well, I'm going to do Z. Y also needs to be 0. Oh, I just want a space. Then return white. Oh, I botched it. That was just bad thinking, I think. I've made a pattern that could be useful in future endeavors, but thoroughly not useful in this endeavor. Alright, let's think this through a little bit better. The drinking is beginning to rot my brain, as is normal for me. That's what I really want. I have some divide by 2 problems here. Let's first do this without worrying about the level here, I think. Actually, maybe... I mean, that would just be the same thing. You can see that that is very much not right. What am I doing here? I'm a very stupid person, as they all say. I want this to return nothing, just for my convenience. Alright, then you see what I actually have. It's not good. We have basically some of them being right and some of them being wrong. 0 divided by -1 is not evenly divisible. I think we have... Do I need some absolutes in here? Because I don't like dividing 0 by -1. Change anything either. It doesn't change anything. That's not the solution. It has nothing to do with it. I think I am allowed to divide by -1, I suppose. I don't remember how to do that, actually. It's been a long time since I took algebra. What is... I mean, 0 divided by -1 is obviously 0, right? I remember enough algebra to remember that. Okay. Oh. That's... I've also just reversed the colors. It's not hugely helpful. I made some stripes. Is that good? I think I need to consider both axes that I'm operating on here. Yeah, that is... Yeah. I've introduced an error. What have I done here? What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? What's my error? I'm dividing by 0. Where? Oh, I can't. It's not. Oh. Bad syntax. Oh, I fucked something else up. Okay. But I do have a checkerboard pattern here for the first time. It's just not everywhere. So what's making this one not do that? I'm getting 0 divided by 2. Now maybe I can use the absolute. Now if I do that, I think this might make sense. Is this an elegant solution or an inelegant solution? I don't really know. I made it worse again? So that's not it. That's not the answer. What is actually happening here? Okay. So let's look at this one that should be there but is not. And I've also reversed the colors, but that's not really much of an issue. So I got a bunch of empties. That's the real problem here. I'm going to remove this for the moment. Because So I can always fix that later. But it doesn't do that. That doesn't help anything. It just gives me a thicker cut. This part's fine. This part's working fine. It's only on y equals 0. That's perfectly true. The spaces don't matter either. They never do. That's not how programming works. If you're a real programmer and you're watching this and you're slapping yourself in the forehead, please forgive me. Alright, let's take another look at this. Percentage 2 is definitely the right way to do this. Maybe it's the syntax bad, but I don't think that Lua supports like parentheses like math would. I don't think that's how these things. Or is it? Or is it? Oh my god, I didn't think that worked. That's just me not understanding how programming language works. Ta-da! Let's just switch these two numbers. Is that a good solution? So what it was doing was it was just taking it was adding absolute value of x plus absolute value of z remaindered. So that was my mistake. That was the thing I didn't know about the syntax. I thought I could just write it like that. But it's basically following order of operations, right? This is division of a sort. It's not normal division as you would think of it as a normal like math child, but that works. Okay. That seems like a good solution, right? I wonder if there's a way that I could combine these though. I bet there is. Let me try something. Let's remove this from both statements. And we'll get the pattern everywhere. And change this into else if. And that's the y-axis, right? Yeah. Y does not equal. It's tilde equal in this one. No? I did that wrong? Oh, I didn't put it then. That didn't work either. Is my syntax wrong? They do have some helpful little things in here, but... Oh, sorry, in the code. And I might put that at the top. Oh, too many equals. Oh, that didn't work either, though. The code did run. Do I need to put that first? Let's do some moving shit around again. And this is where I'm very not good at coding instead of just a little not good at coding. This code won't run until I paste everything back. I don't think it matters the order of these, actually. Oops, so I copied and pasted instead of cutting and pasting. Ooh, that was a disaster. Oh, I didn't change the colors, though. As you can see, that's gonna work, actually. You need to be, what? 1? No, you need to be 0. And that one is incorrect, right? So they both need to be changed. Yep. You need to be 3. And you need to be 1. Ta-da! Is that better code? I don't know. The top to down thing is not an abnormal thing in coding. I'm just stupid. Did that actually... I mean, the code size is 40 now. I should have looked at it before. You can see it down here. Whatever. That's my solution. And next, before I do another video, I will create a CubeNet account so we can see how that goes. But I worked my way through it. I'm not a genius or anything. I'm just a normal dumb guy. But I got the job done in 2 different ways. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. I had a nice time. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.